Hello and welcome back to Consider the Truth. It's been a while since I've made one of these videos, but I thought I should get on and put out a few of my thoughts. This video isn't going to be a pleasant one. We're going to go over some hard things, and so if you're not in a state mentally prepared to think about the difficulties in our future, I suggest you don't watch this video. It's going to get rough. But anyway, let's jump into this. We're going to go over a couple of things. Christ isn't coming tomorrow. There's some things that need to happen first. It's also not too far away, but it says, too often we bask in our comfortable complacency and rationalize that the ravages of war, economic disaster, famine, and earthquake cannot happen here. Those who believe this are either not acquainted with the revelations of the Lord, or they do not believe them. And Alma chapter 45 verse 16 says, Thus saith the Lord, cursed shall be the land, yea, this land, unto every nation, kindred, tongue, and people, unto destruction, which do wickedly when they are fully ripe. And as I have said, so shall it be. For this is the cursing and the blessing of God upon the land. For the Lord cannot look upon sin with the least degree of allowance. So, just so you know, there's a curse on this land, and anybody who comes to America will be destroyed if they're wicked. Eventually, when they're fully ripe, it says. Orson Pratt says he will speedily fulfill the prophecy in relation to the overthrow of this nation and their destruction. Party will be arrayed in deadly strife against party, state against state. The whole nation will be broken up, and the weapons of the dreadful revolution will devour the land. Then there shall be a fleeing from one city to another, from one state to another, from one part of the continent to another, seeking refuge from the devastations of bandits and armies. Wilford Woodruff says, the American nation will be broken in pieces like a potter's vessel and will be cast down to hell if it does not repent. I ask myself the questions, can the American nation escape? The answer comes no. Its destruction, as well as the destruction of the world, is sure. And Joseph Smith says, mobs will not decrease, but will increase until the whole government becomes a mob, and eventually it will be state against state, city against city, neighborhood against neighborhood. And he also said that if Congress will not hear our petition and grant us protection, they shall be broken up as a government. And then there's this part in the Book of Mormon, in Moroni chapter 9, where it's talking about the Lamanites and the Nephites, how the Spirit isn't with either group at this point. There's war, there's suffering. The Lamanites are taking prisoners and killing everybody. It says, and the husbands and fathers of those women and children they have slain, and they feed the women upon the flesh of their husbands, and the children upon the flesh of their fathers, and no water save a little do they give unto them. And then it talks about how all the women are raped, and after this they had done this thing, they did murder them in a most cruel manner, torturing their bodies unto death. And after they have done this, they devour their flesh like unto wild beasts. So why on earth would that be in the Book of Mormon? Why do we need to know about such disgusting and evil things? Why do we have to be able to comprehend the depravity and the depths that evil can go to? Well, there's a reason for it. We need to know what people are capable of so we could protect ourselves against it. We need to protect ourselves. I'll say that again. We need to protect ourselves against this. Destruction is coming to the United States. It's coming to all of America and all to Gentile nations. It's at our doors. It's beginning. Famine, economic catastrophe and collapse, war, pestilence. It's all coming. Earthquakes. We need to be ready for it. In other videos I've shared, Joseph Smith prophesies of foreign invasion. Heber C. Kimball says that a test is coming. The saints will cry day and night for deliverance. That hasn't happened yet, my brothers and sisters. It's happened. Some people are not well off right now. Yes. Some people are in that boat crying day and night for deliverance. As a people, as a whole, it has not happened yet. I've shared videos about how if we have faith and we're righteous, we'll be delivered. That's true. We need to have faith, and deliverance will come. The Lord will protect us. But that's for a people as a whole. Individually, we don't know. We don't know. Saints will die. Saints will suffer. There will be saints that don't make it. They need to prepare. And to say that we'll just rely on the Lord to deliver us isn't enough. We need to model ourselves after the Nephites, who prepared for war, who prepared their flocks and their savings, and were able to hunker down for years and ride out the storm, the Gadianton robbers that came in and attacked them. I've heard people say, well, we'll be like the people of Ammon, who they just laid down on the ground in front of the armies and were slaughtered. They want to take up weapons of war. You'll leave your children in the home, or eventually you'll send your children out to go fight the battle for you because you won't go fight it yourself. Is that the model you want to take? They did what they had to do because of their past sins that followed them. I mean, there's real consequences to sins psychologically, that even though we repent, the psychological effects can stay with us. And they had to do what they had to do because they put themselves in that situation. But for us, I think it's better to prepare the way that Moroni prepared and the rest of the Nephites prepared, to protect themselves, to protect their families, to protect their children, and to protect their home and their way of life. That's what I'm doing. And I'm preparing in abundance to be generous and to help everybody I can. I plan to come out of this storm on the other side with nothing. I hope I give it all away. I hope I have enough to support myself and my family. But at the same time, I'm arming myself to defend myself. And I hope that we can prepare ourselves mentally, physically, spiritually, temporally, that we're ready. We'll never be ready, but hopefully we continue to get more ready than we are. And that's all I wanted to leave with you. Maybe I'll put out the rest of this video. It talks about the armies, who's in what army, destructions, all that stuff. I did a deep dive into what is our future here. I don't know if I'll share it. I don't know. But hopefully this isn't too much of a downer. Hopefully it motivates people to be prepared, to protect themselves and their families. That's all I want. I just want people to be ready, because whatever you think might happen, and as bad as you think it might get, it could also get 10 times worse than that. And just be ready. Rely on the Lord. He will protect us. He will help us. But we have to do what we can for ourselves first. Anyway, I leave that with you. Maybe you don't want me to make any more videos after this one. It's too hard. It's really hard. I feel like Christ when he looked over Jerusalem and wept. I feel like that way for the United States. And yeah, it's hard to see this all happening in our backyard right now. But I know that a glorious life and a glorious existence waits for us on the other side. So for that, I'm very happy, but I take no joy in what's coming for the next couple of years. Anyway, I love you, brothers and sisters. I hope you're well. Bye.